and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really exciting Chanel reveal for you. So these two pieces were number one, my very first boutique purchase from the Chanel boutique, and the second one is my very first purchase from Vestiaire Collective. So I'm super excited. So one of them is new. It's a costume jewelry piece, and the other is an SLG. So if you're new here, my name is Catherine and my channel is KWSHOPS. I do videos all about luxury and pre-loved luxury as well. A lot of tips and tricks on how to shop, hence the KWSHOPS. Anyways, so if you enjoy this video and videos like it, please hit the subscribe button down below and you'll get a new video every week. And also the bell icon that will notify you every time I upload a new video. Okay, without further ado, I'm gonna get started. So this is it right here. This is the bag. I got my first camellia, I guess. So if you watched my luxury wish list video from a few months ago, then you've already seen this piece and you already know what it is. So I was scrolling through the Chanel website maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and I saw this brooch and it was so beautiful. I mean, you'll see it in a second. This piece was from the Fall Winter 16 collection. It came in black and it also came in burgundy. I called the Chanel hotline. They didn't have any around me locally, and I wasn't ready really to pull the trigger. I kind of wanted to see it in person first, and I really wish I would have just gotten it, but I didn't. And yes, of course, Fall Winter 16 turned into Spring 17 pretty quickly after that. I did find it later on Fashionphile and on Tradesy and a couple of other pre-loved websites. On Fashionphile, they had one for $8.95, and at the time, I think I remembered the price being around $500. So one thing about Chanel costume jewelry is that I guess either it goes up in value, but people do put a higher price tag on it in the pre-loved market. And as many of you well know, if you've seen a lot of my videos, that's just not something I'm interested in at this point in my life. I prefer to spend less money on something as opposed to more. Then it ended up, like, I knew in my heart, like, I can't spend $900 on a brooch. Like, I can't do that. Like, at this stage in the game for me, that is just so not even close to an option. $900 is much better served in other ways than a pin. So that for me was out of the question. But I did still love it, and I did still, like, you know when you sort of like start to stock something online. I was doing that every single day to make sure that it was still there, and then eventually it ended up going on sale. I think it went down to $716, and at that point it had been about 4 or 5 months of me actively lusting after this piece. So I knew that it was something that I wanted, and it was something that was really going to bring me joy. So right as I had decided that I was going to pull the trigger, someone else bought it, so it sold out. Ugh, I was devastated. And there weren't any available anywhere else online. A couple weeks later, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see someone reveal that exact brooch on their Instagram. And I was thinking, oh, maybe they bought it from Fashionphile. Turns out I read the caption and no, they had re-released the brooch. So I immediately, like, without any hesitation at all, called my local boutique. They didn't have any in stock, so I was expecting to be put onto a wait list, but they instead immediately offered the option of placing an order from another store. So I had already said, yeah, let's do it, let's go ahead. I forgot to ask him how much it was. So finally I do ask him the price, and he said it was $400. And I'm like, I really was about to spend $700 on this thing because I loved it this much. And just to know that I just wasn't expecting that I would be saving money by getting it straight from the boutique. So I think that's pretty cool, but I'm gonna stop rambling on and on about it and finally show it to you. Is the box that it came in. This little pouch, as you can see. And I'm not sure what this is made of. I think, is it suede? It feels like it could be suede, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it has Chanel stamped into it, very matte. And this is what we have. Ta-da! Oh my god, isn't this beautiful? So this is the chain link double C logo brooch with lambskin intertwined. So it looks exactly It's in the exact same style as the classic Chanel chain handbags. So I am just so happy with this. This is so stunning. It measures about 2 inches across and 1.5 inches wide, but I'll put the exact dimensions down in the description box below. One concern I had about it being gold hardware, by the time I bought it, I didn't care anymore, honestly. But it's definitely more of a light gold instead, and I'm really happy about that, because when I do put it next to things that are silver, you don't notice it as much as you would with some of like more of a gold tone. So I am so happy about this. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. And I plan on wearing it with this jacket. The thing that's interesting is that this is a vintage Levi's denim jacket that I bought in France when I went to France for the first time, and it says made in Belgium somewhere in here. And I've had it for 3 years, I think, and I've never worn it, but I do plan on wearing it with this brooch on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and this is what it looks like here on my jacket. So as I mentioned in my wishlist video, I've never worn any type of brooch or pin like this before in my life, so I sort of didn't know how I was going to wear this until, you know, I plan on wearing it with a lot of denim and like sort of bringing a little bit more edge to it by putting it with things like distressed denim and, you know, leather and things like that. But let me know if you'd like to see a video on different ways to wear a brooch. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that, so I had it shipped to store, but it did come from another boutique. Looks like South Coast, Costa Mesa, California. So if you guys know where that one is, that's where this brooch came from. My next piece is a pre-loved SLG that I purchased from Vestiaire Collective. So Vestiaire Collective is a luxury pre-owned marketplace that's based in Europe. Since they are international, their variety and the quantity of items that you can find there is just really beyond words. One thing I love about Vestiaire Collective is that they do offer discount and coupon codes for like 10% off and 15% off at different times throughout the month. And the best part that I don't know if anyone knows about is that I know you guys have heard me mention Ebates before, and I am obsessed with Ebates. I pretty much only shop on websites that are affiliated with Ebates because I like getting my cash back. But Ebates will give you like a small percentage cash back on any purchase that you make at certain stores. So I've been using that now for maybe a year or so, and I've gotten a whole bunch of money back, and that money I think of as like fun free money that I used to fund a lot of some of my purchases. The only problem though is that with Ebates, most of my pre-loved resources are not affiliated with it, except for, guess where? Vestiaire Collective. So on Vestiaire Collective, I got 5% back on my pre-loved piece. So if you think about, you know, if you were to spend, I don't know, $8,000 on a Birkin, God, I don't know, you get a lot of money back. So that's definitely something to take under consideration. So I'll leave links to both of those places down below if you want to save a little bit of money. But yeah, I was super excited to find a pre-loved company that I could use with Ebates. One thing about Vestiaire that I forgot to mention a little bit earlier is that all of their items are shipped from the sellers to a warehouse where everything is verified for authenticity and for fitting the online description. They want to make sure that your purchase is as described before that it's sent to you. Oh, and another thing about Vestiaire is that I know me, I'm very spoiled when it comes to shipping. Their shipping is really expensive. Their shipping is like $40 and it takes 2 weeks. So when you really think about it, the fact that it's being shipped twice and both times internationally, like my piece came from Germany. From Germany it was shipped to France, and then from France it was shipped to me. So $40 in the grand scheme of things isn't that much considering how much traveling this little piece has to do. But it is just heads up, it's kind of expensive shipping. It did take 2 weeks for me to receive it, and you know, it's to be expected, I suppose. So I have been in the market for a key holder of some sort. A couple of my bags do have like really nice leather lining, and so I've been using my clay now for almost a year, and I kind of don't like the way that it looks with the keys actually attached to this little lobster claw key ring. I don't really like how it looks aesthetically. I used to try to put them like, you know, down here onto the chain and things like that, but I found now that just it's not really easy for me to use this. So I was in the market for a actual like 6 key holder, and I looked at getting a Louis Vuitton one, but I have so many. My SLG collection at this point is like mostly, I think like 99% Louis Vuitton, and I sort of wanted to branch out into another designer, another fashion house. So I knew that Chanel did make one. So one thing about Chanel SLGs is that SLGs for me aren't something that I switch in and out of. I sort of just like to use them, so for me they need to be really, really hard wearing. I was looking at getting a black 6 key ring in caviar leather, but the one that I saw, like, I don't know how to explain this, but with the caviar leather, the pebbles on it for such a small piece to me were too big. It sort of looked like it was made out of bubble wrap. Like, it made the pebbling on the caviar leather look huge because it was on such a small piece. I hope that makes sense. I really liked the look a lot more of the lambskin, and it was beautiful and it feels so luxurious in your hands, but I just know that that is not something that's right for me at this point, at this stage in my collection. So started trying to look for a few other options. I found a lot. I mean, I found a couple on the pre-love market. There weren't too many, but then I saw one that really, really caught my eye, and it is the one that I bought today. So it came inside of this little box here, inside of this, I guess this is like a poly bag, and it's really cute. It says, you buy, you wear, you sell, you share. And then these were the tags, and it says, we sell only items that we love. And then it shows you the date that it was inspected. So this was inspected on June 13th. So this is the item right here. Woohoo! This is my Chanel 6 key holder, and as you can see, this for me was better than getting the current collection in the store. This is made of deerskin leather. This is in, I think this is a 10 series piece, so it's from around 2005. The deerskin leather is the same type of leather. It's like a scratch resistant leather that's used on the surf tote, if any of you are familiar with it. And it is completely like scratch resistant. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, go at it with a knife or anything, but it's gonna be very hard wearing and it feels great. So it is over 10 years old, and as you can see, it looks absolutely stunning. It has a gold and black enamel double C. So it has 2 button closures right on the ends. It opens up here like this. It's 1, 2. There's a little slot for cards, and oh, upside down, sorry. And another one here. I'm not actually able to fit cards in here along with my keys, so this is something I would just pretty much use for like maybe like a valet or a coat check. Ticket would fit inside of these pockets. Nothing really much bigger than a piece of paper, I think. So it has 6 key rings here that I have. How many keys do I have on here? I have 3 keys and my fob to get into my apartment, and then there's a flap here, which is where you find the serial sticker, and yes, with 2 screws. All in all, I think it's in really good condition. I am going to show you the only wear that I do see on it right here is, you know, it's from housing keys. And honestly, I've had my keys in here now for maybe a week, and that could have been me. It could have been from me, but considering this is an SLG and it's 10 years old, like I could not be happier with it. So I'm just gonna do a comparison shot of how it looks next to my phone. This is the iPhone 6s, not the large size or anything like that. It's just a regular 6s, and it is about the same width and maybe, hold on, like 1.5 or 2 inches shorter. This is like the perfect little piece to house my keys, and it's going to save the interior lining of a lot of my leather lined handbags. So I could not be happier. And on top of that, I think I got a great deal on this piece. I know normally I don't like to share pre-loved prices because they can be so subjective, but this time this is too good not to share. I got this the Chanel the Chanel key holder in the boutique currently. Those are, I think they are about $550, correct me if I'm wrong, and this one I bought for $283. Okay, so that is it for this video. Yeah. So let me know if you would like to see in my next video me styling this brooch, because brooches are never something that I've gone towards purchasing. And when I think of brooches, I think of like older women, and this is definitely something that I think can be relevant to someone at any age. So let me know if you want to see that in the comments down below. So that's everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like both of these pieces. I'll put as much information about them in the description box down below. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So I hope you guys like this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!